Good morning and welcome to the vlog. I really don't know if I should call this a vlog or actually if I should call it a Ridecast podcast. We're out on the pathway. I am well into my ride and I am just heading back. It is beautiful, it is hot. We got those gorgeous blue Alberta blue skies and we're just rolling back. Nice zone 2 now for the rest of the ride. Keep it chill. I will have a tailwind, I think, for most of the way back, so I'll have to fight that urge to go super fast. Plus, it's getting at that time of the day on the pathways where the reality is you should just be out rec riding, not going out sport riding. If you want to go do that, get out of the city, take some of the back roads. This really isn't the time for it. It just gets too busy. Lots of people out, different speeds, different modes of transport, getting around the city, running, jogging, cycling, scootering, all ranges of abilities, fitness levels, and those kind of things. So you just want to keep it chill and avoid any potential conflicts that may arise. Now, this is the second one of these I've kind of done from this perspective. Actually, very similar route as well. I like it because there's long sight lines. And to be honest, if I had a guest on the podcast, we would probably use these routes because they're a lot wider pathways and easier to ride side by side. Very little interference. Now, for those of you who watch the channel on a regular basis, probably by the time you see this, if you've seen me in real life, there may have been some changes, or if you follow my other socials, some things that I'm going to talk about now are going to make a little bit more sense, or you're going to already be aware, one of the two. But if you just follow me on YouTube, that's great. We're going to talk about some things. Might be a little cryptic in parts because not officially announcing anything in this video, although it should be relatively done by this time. So when I film the YouTube videos, typically I'm releasing them once a week. I release them sequentially. Every once in a while we'll dump something in that's time sensitive, where it's going to get a little more viewage or is pertinent to what's going on. And that typically revolves around races, you know, things like the Tour de Bonesse. But other than that, it's just kind of sequential order. So at this moment, I'm riding the bike that you guys are used to seeing me ride. And that has probably changed at this point. And the reason for that is that we've signed a deal with a bike manufacturer. We will be riding their bike for the next year. That's both on YouTube and races and whatnot. You'll probably, if you watch the live streams, I've probably already talked about it because things will be changed. And some other things to notice is at this time I'm still wearing my old kit, helmet, all that kind of stuff. That's going to change as well. So what we're going to see is me in a new helmet. So the Oakley Aero helmet will be gone. It'll be replaced with a different Aero helmet and new shoes. So the Physique shoes will be gone. Nothing against either of those guys. Those of you know I love Oakley. I love my custom Oakleys. Wear their kits, wear their helmets. But the helmet will be taking a hiatus. I still will be painting my old Oakley helmet custom. That'll come in future videos. Break out the airbrush, give it a new look. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But again, we'll be in new helmets and new shoes. So you'll also see videos coming out in regards to those things as well. And you know, it's just a matter of time before I sort of release who that is. But the truth of the matter is when I talk about these things, just so you guys know that I will be riding for them. So I like to also disclose that stuff. For the vast majority of stuff on the channel, I'm unsponsored. The exception going into next season, I will still be repping Fourth Frontier, which is the heart rate monitor, which again, a fantastic device with a constant electrocardiogram while you ride. There's nothing like it in the market. Works really well. The only downside, which I've mentioned before, and I'm not here to pump things up and let you guys learn what I learned. Like, ultimately, I do wear, you see the wristband there, I do wear a heart rate monitor because for whatever reason, the Wahoo just will not display it. It'll connect. And from what I can tell, it thinks it's ANT+, which it's not, it's just Bluetooth, so it won't do it, which is unfortunate because I think the metrics of the Fourth Frontier, if a head unit company decides to add those in, some of those things, such as your heart strain, your wattage, all that kind of stuff, I think it's just cool to be able to see that actively on the bike. Now, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Every time Wahoo updates, I am praying the device will connect automatically, but it just doesn't. And I try every once in a while to repair it and a bunch of stuff. Just frustrating. Funny thing is, it works great with Zwift. Now, all I use it for is Zwift as well. It's the only one I wear. Does a really good job of that. Again, tracks everything that I really want to know from workload. In this particular week, with this ride, I'm going to be severely over my training range, but that's okay. We're going to compensate with that, apply an extra day off. But yeah, great stuff. Now, sponsorship wise, like I said, you know, we're going to have helmets, we'll have unboxings, shoes. Shoes will be interesting just because I think one of the things with shoes is you really get used to shoes. It's like a comfortable pair of pants, bike shoes, cleat setup, all that kind of stuff. It's really personal. If it's a little bit off, you can feel it. So generally speaking, I can get my cleats where I want them to be without issue. I'm just going to navigate through this tight little section here, and this is exactly what I mean. This is why when you're riding, you're out here casually on the pathways, not on and off time. It's just like, take it easy, because it doesn't take much to do something silly and hurt somebody, and that's just not cool whatsoever. So take it chill. The pathway limit's 20. Be conscientious of that. I mean, if you are going to open things up, make sure you can see, and don't be passing in tight curves with blind corners and all that kind of stuff. You're just taking unnecessary risk, not only for yourself and your equipment, but for everybody else. You know, some people are out here just on a leisurely ride, and you're going to mess up their day because you're flying around like a speed demon. You don't have to do that. You can still get a great workout in. Again, if you want to really pound it and go hard, find yourself a nice group ride, hook up with those people, go out and blow your socks off, or even just stick to the trainer, do it inside. I've done that. Sometimes intense workouts, I'll just do them inside. Makes things a lot safer and a lot easier for everybody involved. So I am quite excited to be moving forward with this sponsorship deal. I'm excited to get on a new bike. I have my fingers crossed what I will actually get on. We'll see, again, how this kind of goes in terms of supply and stuff like that. But I know it will be a road bike. It will most likely be an aero road bike, and it's going to be fun. You know, everybody likes new bike day, including myself. For this guy, just means that he'll be retired from the race circuit is all. We're going to hit up the tunnel here. A couple people ahead. Always love the graffiti in here, man. It is so cool. It's not legal, but hey, I think it brings a color and vibrancy. I think things like that, they should just kind of let people go at it and do that. So we're gonna just keep this chill pace. I mean, the other thing is too, is if I start blasting it and talk to you guys, this podcast is gonna get super breathy, and there are gonna be a lot more long pauses in between my words. It's probably why it's not a great idea to do one of these on a climb, although that might be entertaining. I just did that the other week with Rob. If you haven't watched that video, you can. The Tour de Crave. Great little event that Crave Cupcakes puts on. And they do it every year. You hit up all the 4 Crave Cupcake places. Do a little tour. At the end, you get the Crave Bidons. Nice cupcake, which is always nice, sugary treat. We're just gonna pass here. Just pass safely and slow back down. And that's the other thing too, like when you're out there riding, kind of the last thing you want to do is be overly aggressive on the pathways. Like aggressively sitting on somebody's wheel. Not everybody's comfortable with people riding close. You're not entirely sure about their skill level either. They may jam on the brakes, they may be in their own world. You may be causing them a lot of anxiety. So just don't do it. You know, just kind of take it easy. You have to slow down for a while. That's great. Just take their pace. Follow them for a bit. Don't worry about it. It doesn't have to be super fast all the time. Don't do things unnecessary. It's not cool. You guys all good? You need a hand at all?
No.
Okay, have a good day. And I think I've mentioned that before. So you see those guys are stranded there, working on it. You never know. I mean, I've gone out and forgotten tubes, I've forgotten tools. You know, you try not to, you lose stuff. You don't have patches, your glue's dried up, whatever the case may be. You just don't have the levers. Try to be a good person. Stop if they need help, because you know what? You would appreciate the same thing. All right, tight little corner here. Just on your left, dude. And that's the thing too. I mean, got a lot of people that are wearing headphones. They're not going to hear your bell. They're not going to hear you talk. They're deep in whatever they're doing. I know myself, I wear headphones, but you've probably seen these before. These are the Shocks, just so you know, not sponsored, pay for these myself. They don't go in the ear. So I can hear everything from wind noise to what's going on to bells behind me, even as the audio plays in my ears. And in my case, I generally just listen to podcasts because I find them less intrusive. It's just like having a conversation or just listening to a conversation as you ride. Kind of makes things a little bit more enjoyable and easy, especially for long training rides. But you still have that ability to see what's going on around you, listen, especially if you're on the road, hear what's coming. You know, also I utilize the Garmin Varia for that, the radar. Give me that little bit of extra awareness, and ultimately it just makes things a little safer. And when you're out here riding, just assume that nobody hears where you're coming anyways. Always let people know, pass safely. Some people are going to get mad whether you ring the bell or not. A lot of times I will just do stuff verbally. Why? Because I just don't want to shift some of the pathways like this one, especially in the shadows in the trees here. There are some nasty humps like this one that if you don't know where they are, they can take you by surprise. And that one as well. And they're just a bit harder to see. So we're just cruising through Inglewood Bird Sanctuary. Just passing on your left. I will speed up for that second. Little gopher about to make the run changed his mind. Those guys will occasionally take out a set of wheels, which is not fun. So yeah, ultimately, that's what we're looking at. So, new sponsor on board. You're gonna see a change in look. There will be places that I will be out and about. I believe there is some group rides that I potentially have to set up. I will be doing that with one of my teammates, who's also a good friend. I'm not going to say who that is, because that'll give it away. But I'm looking forward to things. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. You know, I have a lot of good friends that ride bikes, and looking forward to it. You know, kind of doing what we got to do here. Hey, you too. And that's what I love about biking, man. Guys, smiling, says have a good day, all that kind of stuff. Grin ear to ear. It just, it's what it's all about, man. It's what it's all about. So anyways, thank you for tuning into this vlog slash Ridecast podcast thing we don't have a name for yet, which only guess has been myself so far. But remember, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button so you get notifications, and until next time, see ya. I think that's where the camera is. Not sure. 360 is weird. I don't know exactly where to look 100%. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you later. Love you all.